The year 2020 has definitely been an eventful one due to the pandemic of COVID-19 and the protests that have been carrying on. And with everything that's been carrying on this year, some might find it pretty stressful and making it hard for them to want to do everyday activities. And with stress, there's anxiety, fatigue, and this can be detrimental to a busy student's lifestyle. But there's an easy way to combat the stress, and that is running. And today I'm going to try to persuade you to start running to help combat with your stress. And with stress, there's an increase, or with the increase of stress, that could result into academic failure, and then there's health issues with prolonged periods of stress. There was a survey done by Edison Media in 2008, and their study showed that 4 out of 10 students that they surveyed felt stressed often. 1 out of 5 they felt stressed most of the time, and 1 out of 4 they felt stressed daily. And there was a 9% of them, of the ones that were surveyed, that had thoughts of suicide. And then stress can affect the student's performance in the classroom. In the spring 2013 edition of National College Health Assessment, there was a survey done, and the minimum age of the ones that were surveyed were 21 years of age. And they reported that almost half, 46.3%, of all undergraduate students felt overwhelmed by their academic responsibilities. And this is referenced by an article done by Gabrielle Appleberry. There are cognitive symptoms of stress as well, like constant worrying, racing thoughts, forgetfulness, and inability to focus. And this can affect a student in the class or when they're trying to do homework assignments. With an increase of stress, it can lead to an increase of fatigue, restful nights in the bed. There's a physical symptoms of stress that include low energy, headaches, insomnia that can lead to fatigue. Ongoing stress is chronic stress can lead to serious health issues such as anxiety, depression, high blood pressure, heart disease. And this is all referenced from WebMD. But luckily, there's an exercise that can mitigate the stress, and this exercise is running. Running stimulates the production of endorphins, and those are chemicals in the brain that is a natural painkiller and mood elevator. Endorphins are responsible for the runner's high, and this is reference from Harvard Medical. And studies have also shown that running is more effective than no therapy at all for depression, and it's just as effective as a non-depressant. And this is, or antidepressant. And this is reference from John Willie and Sons. Running can reduce the risk of heart disease and improve learning. With a study of 55,137 adults ages from 18 to 100, 1,217 cardiovascular deaths have occurred, and this within a 15-year period. And approximately 24% of these participants were runners. Runners had a 30% and 45% lower risk of cardiovascular mortality. Persistent runners had the most significant benefits with a 29 to 50% lower risk of cardiovascular mortality compared to someone that never runs. And this is referenced from a study done by Professor Duck-Cho Lee. Studies have also shown that intensive physical training, like running, can better your short-term learning success. The study that was conducted showed that vocabulary learning was 20% faster after an intensive physical exercise. And this study was done by Professor Bernard Winter. But now we can kind of visualize the benefits of running. We can do nothing and struggle by not going to class, maybe because your anxiety's not very good that day, or pretty bad that day. You're stressed because you have multiple assignments due, or maybe you can't focus on studying for a test, or maybe you have no energy because you had racing thoughts that night and you couldn't go to bed. Or we can choose to run a few times a week and lessen the risk, or lessen your stress levels and lower your risk of heart disease. I mean, classes will start to feel or become easier. You'll be able to focus on studying more or on tests. there will be less restful nights, so you'll wake up in the morning well rested, and your overall mood throughout the day will be better. But in conclusion, I urge you to try to go out for a run. If you start to feel stressed, like when you're studying or studying for a test or doing homework, just try going out for a small jog. It doesn't have to be a 5 mile or 5 miles or a really high intense pace. Just a casual jog around the park on a trail somewhere. And it only takes 20 minutes out of your day. And I'm sure your body and your mind will definitely thank you for it later.